So guys, let's talk about type 2 diabetes today. So basically, type 2 diabetes, also known as resistant diabetes, happens when the body becomes resistant to insulin. So in type 2 diabetes, there's really not an issue with the pancreas. Like the pancreas is doing its work perfectly. It's producing insulin, it's producing the other hormones. But what usually happens is that the pancreas produces insulin, and for some funny reason, the body is not able to make use of the insulin. So imagine you put fuel inside a vehicle, like vehicle you want to drive, you put fuel, you fill the tank as required, and then you want to move the car. The car is not moving well. And you're like, fuel is inside this thing now. Why is it not moving? And there are no other issues, though. The issue is fuel issue. So what happened is that the pancreas produces insulin, which is supposed to enable the body make use of the glucose you get from food, that's the sugar you get from food and all that. But for some funny reason, the body cannot make use of the insulin. So sugar begins to just stay in the blood, begins to increase in amount more than it should be. Now, unlike type 1 diabetes, for type 2 diabetes, there are some known causes or some known risk factor. Now, risk factor means there are some things that could have resulted in that situation. We have genetic factor. If your mother or your father had diabetes, or your cousin had diabetes, or your grandparents had diabetes, or your great grandparents had diabetes, there is a high chance that you can develop diabetes. So that could be a leading cause. Number two is obesity. Obesity now doesn't mean that everybody is obese will develop diabetes, but it puts you at a very high risk of developing insulin resistance. Another reason is unhealthy lifestyle. So if you're a person that you drink, you smoke, you just eat anyhow and all that, you could develop type 2 diabetes. Now, like I said, not everybody who live an unhealthy lifestyle will develop type 2 diabetes, but you're at a very high risk of developing type 2 diabetes if you're a person that you don't watch your food. I mean, watching your diet is not only for people who have health conditions. Even as a person that you don't have any health condition, please watch your diet. It's not everything that you see that harm you put inside your mouth. Another thing is it can be secondary to other health issues, which is something I'll explain in another video. So people who have PCOS, people who have some other health issues can be at a high risk of developing type 2 diabetes. And then there are also some people who develop type 2 diabetes that they don't know where it comes from. In their family, there is no type 2 diabetes in their family. They don't eat unhealthy, they don't do things, it happens. So and